Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Fachrie and I'm a student of English department at Faculty of Humanities in Universitas Komputer Indonesia. And today I'm going to talk about clauses. So, reading is activities that we always do. Through reading, we can gain knowledge or get information from texts like printed textbook, ebook, magazine, article, news, and others. However, we must understand that we read and the structural grammar of the text we already read. In grammar, there are term clauses that are divided into five parts: main clause, subordinate clause, noun clause, adjective clause, and adverb clause. This presentation will focus on the clauses itself, and the aim of my presentation is to help you understand a bit more about clauses. So the first thing I would explain to you is what is clauses. What is clause? A clause is a group of related words containing subject and a verb. First, I will going to explain you independent clause. Independent clause is a clause that can stand by itself and still make sense. It can be its own sentence or be a part of larger one. Here are the examples of independent clause. Jerry wants to be the quarterback this week. It's a simple sentence. Jerry wants to be the quarterback this week, but Jimmy thinks he will be. It's a compound sentence. So, independent clause can be identified by a comma and a little conjunction. For example, is and, but, or, nor, for. It can be identified by a semicolon by itself, by a semicolon accompanied by a conjunctive adverb, such as however, moreover, nevertheless, as a result, consequently, etc. And of course, independent clauses are often not connected by punctuation at all, but are separated by a period. Next is subordinate clauses. What is subordinate clause? A clause that cannot stand by itself. It depends on something else, an independent clause for its meaning. A subordinate clause trying to stand by itself will be a sentence fragment. Subordinate clauses are sometimes called dependent clause. Subordinate clauses example. While the kangaroo crossed the road, the tourists stayed inside their cars. The man who is coaching that team is my father. Subordinate clauses can act as adjectives, adverbs, or noun. So here's just something that to help you with clauses. We often use commas in our clauses. So there are essential and non-essential. These two types are very different. So the first one, not essential, necessary, no commas. Non-essential, uses extra info and use commas. Example: every player who hits a home run receives a trophy. It's essential, with no commas. Second one, the player who vary in age from 8 to 12 wear blue. It's non-essential, with a comma. So next is adjective clause. What is adjective clause? Adjective clause modifies a noun or pronoun, and it begins with the relative pronoun. So here are the relative pronouns: who or whoever, whom or whomever, whose, which, what or whatever, and that. Adjective clause examples: men who are in the cooking contest should know how to make chili. Biology is the course that my uncle teaches. So you can see that in adjective clause we use as who, and the second one of the example we use as that. So next one is adverb clauses. What is adverb clauses? Adverb clauses modifies a verb adverb or adjective, tells how, when, where, why, to what extent, and under what condition. Introduced by a subordinating conjunction. Adverb clauses examples: because it was raining, we came inside. That's an intro adverb clause. Second one, we went to the football game after we ate dinner. It's a regular order adverb. So the next one is the noun clause. What is a noun clause? A noun clause is a subordinate clause that functions as a noun. It can do anything a noun can do. So here are the words that introduce noun clauses: how, if, that, what, whatever, when, where, whether, which, who, whoever, and etc. So here is the example of the big question of noun clause. The big question is whether he'll finish the marathon. So that's all from me. Thank you guys for listening to my presentation. I hope you guys can understand more about clauses in the future, and sorry if there are any misleading info that I forgot or I yeah, so thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.